Hello Cindy, this video is specifically for you. I would like for you to remember that our goal is to stretch the right side of your lumbar spine and strengthen the left side. So this yoga routine that I'd love for you to try to do daily is about 10 minutes, maybe slightly longer. And we're going to focus on lengthening your right side and strengthening your left side. So first, let's just get our supplies. You have your yoga mat, possibly 2 blocks and a blanket. And we're going to come down into child's pose. So toes are together, knees are apart. Press your hips way back onto your heels, and then just gently come down into a child's pose. Resting your forehead down onto the mat. Arms are reaching overhead. Let your hips just settle back onto your heels. Let's come into our breath here. Inhale deeply. Feel your back ribs expand on the inhale, and exhale. Feel them lower. Walk your fingertips over to the left side of the mat, pulling that right hip down and back even further. So you feel some elongation in your right low back and side area. Let's do 3 deep breaths here. Excellent. Walk your hands back to the middle. And we're going to rise up into our tabletop position. I'm actually going to turn around because I like to be able for you to see the right side of my body. Again, we're in tabletop, and we're going to go through cat and cow here. Remember that the movement begins in the tailbone. So you roll your hips forward, inhaling to cow. Exhale, roll the hips back, and it rolls up the spine like a wave. Inhale from the tailbone first, all the way to your cow. Exhale to cat. We'll do a couple of these, really trying to feel that elongation in the cow, in your front body, and as you exhale into cat, you feel that elongation in your back body. I do want to meet right in the middle, and we're going to try to stretch out that right side. You're going to take your hips to the left and your shoulders to the left, as if you're wrapping your body around a pole on the left. You'll feel the right side opening and stretching. It's like your body is a reverse C. Your left shoulders are going to the left, your left hip is going to the left. And then come back to the middle. Let's do a little spinal balance to help strengthen our back. You're going to extend the right leg behind you, toes are facing the ground, left arm reaches in front. Make sure that your navel is drawing up and in towards your spine. Your right elbow is straight and plugged into your shoulder socket, but it's not locked, it's soft. Hold this position nice and strong, reaching through your left fingertips and your right heel, and then I want you to tap and lift. Tap and lift. One more. Tap and lift. And then bring that left hand down, the right knee down to the blanket or mat. Changing sides. Again, lifting that left leg straight to the back of the room. Right arm forward. Left elbow is straight but soft. Tap and lift. Tap. You're doing great. And lift. Tap and lift. Nice job. Coming back to tabletop. We're going to come into a modified plank position. So you're going to be on your knees, and your navel is tucked into the spine. Your shoulders are pulling down your back. Your head is elongated. So you're straight as a board from the top of your head, through your back, through your buttocks, through your hips, down to the knees. I want you to exhale, lower, and gently press up to a baby cobra. Just enough to feel a little stretch in the front of your body. Exhale, lower. The elbows stay brushing the rib cage. Inhale, rise, shoulder blades come down and away from the ears. Exhale, lower. We're going to do one more, Cindy. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Nice job. Now we're going to come all the way back up to that modified plank. We're going to roll to our left hand down, right arm is up. So we're here, stretching through the right fingertips, pressing through the left side of your hand, and lifting your hips. You're bringing the space between your left rib cage and left hip closer together. You're building strength on that left low back. Notice that my feet, my knees are bent to a 90-degree angle. The feet are pointing behind me. You're going to hold this for a few breaths. And then when you're finished, on that fifth breath, take that right arm up and over. So you're coming into what I call a rainbow, kind of like a side plank. So now you're strengthening your left side, but stretching the right side. Great job. Good. And then slowly come back into that modified plank. And let's just press back to child's to catch our breath. Nice job. We're going to come back forward into all fours, and we're going to open up to what I call gate posture. So gate comes into, body is on top of that left leg, the right leg is stretched out in front, out to the side, excuse me. And you're going to take that left hand down, again finding that rainbow position, but this is more of a stretch than strengthening. Taking that right arm up and over. Okay. So in theory, your right fingers all the way over your right arm, your right body, all the way down to your straight right leg is a rainbow. Good. Stretching that right side, but strengthening the left. Nice job. And then come back into the center. We're going to step our hands, our knees back from our hands. We're going to keep our hips on top of our knees, but we're resting our forehead onto the ground. This is called puppy pose. And the arms are over our head. Okay? The shirt is coming up. I apologize for that. So you're letting the upper chest fall towards your thighs here. Getting some extension. If this is uncomfortable in your shoulders, just take your arms, hands apart a little bit more, left and right. And then come back to the center. We're going to walk our hands back underneath our shoulders. You're doing great. You're going to turn towards me. If possible, sit back onto your heels. If not, this is a great time to use one of your blocks, and you can just come and sit right on the, put it in between your legs. And we're literally just gonna inhale high to the sky. You're gonna let the left hand drop to the mat and the right arm reach up and over. Again, remember, we're stretching the right side and lengthening the left side. Sorry, strengthening the left side. And then come back to the center. If this feels good and you would like to do it to the other side, that's totally fine. You definitely can do that. And then come back to the center, and we're going to just simply come into a seated position. we are going to move that blanket out to the side, and I want you to sit kind of like an old-fashioned hurdler stretch, if you remember that. Your right leg and ankle is going to be into your groin. It's going to be bent, and your left leg is stretched out in front of you. We're going to bend down towards the left toes, but bring that left arm inside the left knee. Hand is kind of pushing into the shin, and you're going to rotate your chest and your heart to the right and extend that right arm up and over. In theory, your right fingertips would be like a rainbow touching your left toes, but that is very hard to do. I understand. You'll feel this in your right low back. Again, try to breathe into this. Maybe 3 or 4 full breaths, trying to relax, trying to turn even more. And then come on back up. We're only doing that to the leaning to the left, stretching the right. Now let's roll onto our back. We're going to do a little bit of very gentle bridging. So feet are underneath our knees, hands are by our side. And we're going to do this with breath. So as you inhale, peel the spine off the mat, arms go up and overhead. As you exhale, lower the vertebrae top to bottom. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale, roll that spine off, lift those hips. Exhale, lower the spine top to bottom. It's a wave moving up your vertebrae. Roll that spine off, arms overhead, and then slowly come back. Very nice. We're going to hug our knees into our chest. Maybe give yourself some ankle circles here, left and right. That always feels really good. This time I want you to extend your left leg long, but hold the right leg into your chest. And you're going to pull that right knee across your body, stretching your right hand out towards the right like a T. And I actually want your head, your gaze, to be at your right hand. So we're getting some nice twisting in here. Make sure this feels good. It's not too aggressive. After a couple breaths, come back to the center. Hug both knees in. Release that right leg. Take that left leg across the body. Your left hand stretches out in front of you, and your gaze is also looking at that left hand. Again, breathing deeply into this twist. And then come back to the center. Hug those knees in. See if you can find a happy baby. That means your hands reach inside the knees and grab the outside of your feet. If this does not work for you, if you can't reach your feet, no problem. Just grab your shins, or maybe even up higher, just below your knees. Kind of rock side to side. This should be a nice inversion. Kind of helps return that blood flow from your feet to your body. Kind of rock side to side. Maybe you feel an inner thigh stretch here. And then hug those knees in. And let's find our Shavasana, the most important final resting position in yoga. Make yourself comfortable here, Cindy. And this is where you do that deep abdominal diaphragmatic breath where your belly blows up really big like Santa Claus. And exhale, lowers passively. I'd like for you to remain here for 5 minutes on your own to finish your practice.